So Daunte Wright. This is my verdict about Daunte Wright. So you have a Derek Chauvin trial right now. I guess it's in Minneapolis too, right? There is the George Floyd shooting, goes viral around the world, or the George Floyd killing, because Derek Chauvin just kneed on dude's neck for 8 minutes, and this big, strong, burly, Francis Ngannou just allowed this little tiny pissant motherfucker slowly. Sorry. Okay, so, but on that note, Kim Potter, what the fuck? Kim Potter, could you have picked the worst fucking time to have done this? You stupid piece of shit. Kim Potter needs to be arrested and charged. She needs to be arrested and charged, and then there needs to be a major police change in Minneapolis. That's the two solutions. What are the solutions, right? Let's focus on the solutions. But my verdict of Daunte Wright, not guilty. My verdict of Kim Potter, guilty. Kim Potter is guilty. Daunte Wright, with the information that I know today, that I know right now, somebody had said that, Crowder said it was a carjacking, but it was just some commenter. So somebody just made a comment, and I looked through it, and all I could find was there was a warrant out for his arrest. They had arrested him. They had pulled him over at first because of expired tags. So that's, just a traffic violation. And the warrant for his arrest was because he had tried to intimidate somebody with a gun, something like that. And also the permit, he was supposed to have some kind of permit or some shit. But the intimidation with the gun, calling the police, running away, and then there being a warrant makes me think, well, shit, what is all that about? So part of me wants to say no verdict until I find that out, but I said I was going to do a verdict yesterday, so here's the verdict, not guilty. With the information that I know right now, Daunte, he had the warrant out for his arrest. Don't know if it was bullshit or not. It hasn't been put before a judge, hasn't been put before a jury, so we don't know, because a warrant can, be put on like Jesse James or some shit, somebody, going around and it is a danger to the neighborhood, or it could just be, somebody, some traffic violation and they forgot court or something, and now they got a warrant, because they missed court. Well, so it's like something that the community should be aware of versus, that's not really a danger. That's not like the biggest thing in the world. They could be, they could have a justified excuse. It's a possibility. So Daunte Wright is not guilty, because with the information that I know, I don't know that, full case. I don't know what the warrant out for his arrest actually was. I know for sure he didn't deserve to die, and so I was thinking that in order for me to figure out Daunte, I'd have to figure out Kim Potter. We need to have a Kim Potter trial first, because then we could find out, what the hell the original incident that started, that got the warrant, that the original, incident that eventually landed or ended up being a warrant that's gonna, eventually just get him. I was gonna say that at first, because let's do a Kim Potter trial first. I think she's guilty, so it's just easy as hell. If it was anybody else, that's manslaughter. If it was anybody else, that's second-degree murder. And that's, you're trying to read her, if she meant it, if it was intentional. I think first degree means you had to plan it, right? But if it was intentional, is that first degree? I don't know, you'd have to look at the definition of what, Minnesota. You have to see what Minnesota, how they define first degree, second degree, and third degree murder. Premeditation is a thing, and then there's intention and willing, and whether you accidentally, did you walk out, out of your house thinking that this was going to happen? So, okay, but I think it's manslaughter at the very least, murder 1 at the most, maybe murder 2, maybe murder 3. And so, I was going to say do the Kim Potter trial first, because I know she's guilty, and I didn't know for him, but you know what I said that I was going to do, so the verdict for him is not guilty with the information that I know. I don't know, giving him the benefit of the doubt. I thought of two, the worst case scenario. If you were trying to intimidate somebody with a gun, well, you could just, pistol whip the shit out of somebody. That's pretty intimidated. Or, you could just been at your, on your porch, and then somebody's doing some dumb shit, drive-by or some shit, and you just, kind of lift up your shirt to let them know that you got a pistol. Could be something like that. So I go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt. Somebody was fucking with him, and all he did was just lift up. He's an American. He's got the Second Amendment rights. Not guilty. Daunte Wright, not guilty. Kim Potter, we know she's guilty. We know she's 100% guilty of manslaughter. Oops, I thought it was my taser. Oopsie daisy, oopsie whoopsie daisy. So there's a probable cause that a crime could have been committed. So we need to arrest her. And how do I know there's a probable cause? Because there's a dead body. There's a dead body. That you got a corpse. That's how I know there's a possibility a crime could have occurred. And since there's a possibility a crime could have occurred, therefore it's got to go to the grand jury. It's got to go to a jury of 12. This has to go to a jury of 12 of Kim Potter's peers, and I would push for 12 charges. Don't just charge her with one or two things. The way the prosecution likes to do, they want to put like 20, 30, 50 charges on you so that way one of them, even a little tiny one will get you, right? Some harassment, communications, or a menacing, just a little something, right? It doesn't have to be a huge assault. It doesn't have to be a big, rape, murder. It doesn't have to be the big, but just a little. So those are the two big things that I want out of this thing is I want arrest and charge her 12 charges, right? A lawyer once, that's not fair, that you ain't allowed to do that. A lawyer says, well, they do that. That's what the prosecution does. Oh, okay, well, then that's what they do, right? That's what they do. We'll put 12 charges on Kim Potter. Kim Potter, you could have picked the worst fucking time to do your little whoopsie-daisy mistake, you piece of shit. You shouldn't have been a cop. I can't believe, she was a chief or something. She was like a head of something or another, the union. My God. So, Jesus Christ, for what, decades we've entrusted this person that doesn't know the difference between a taser or a gun? So she's quit. The police chief has quit, which means that a major change in police policy is coming to Brooklyn Center, right? That's the suburb of Minneapolis, Brooklyn Center. Because I was like, gotta fire them all, or rehire them all. I don't know. You gotta get I called for a special new election to get a new police chief. So shit, you already did that. You already got it, You have a special election right now. You're going to appoint a brand new police chief and then get that police chief to hire a brand new police force. Fire everybody. And then with the new police chief, they rehire brand new people. So now you have a completely brand new police force. You need a major change. A major change. Minneapolis, everyday Minnesota, all the sheriffs and the police chiefs of Minnesota should, at 8 p.m., just declare to their communities that they haven't shot anybody, they haven't shot and killed nobody, and nobody else in the community has shot and killed anybody. Just on Facebook, on Twitter, just all of the sheriffs and all the police chiefs, just tell us what we need to know. In that Edward Deming's theory of management, I mean, no wonder the damn Japanese they're manufacturing are going so much, they're doing Deming's model theory of management. And what is Dr. W. Edwards Deming's, what's his theory of management? Well, you be free with information. So, yeah, police, departments, we need to know what's going on. We need to know what is going on. And I'll just mention this, because I'll just say what I wanted to happen, so with Daunte, just to kind of get you to my thinking. I guess I'll come back, but get you what I wanted to happen, right? Because if he had a warrant out for his arrest, well, I wanted him to be arrested, but I didn't want him to get shot and killed. I wanted him to get arrested now, later, at some point in time, but I didn't want you to kill him. I wish I knew more details about the warrant. Is it petty or dangerous? Is it terrible or awful? Or is it something that's like, okay, so what? Shooting a gun, the violence should be the last resort, and then murder with a gun, that should be the last resort of, the last resort. But they could try to grab your gun. I don't know. I feel like we need an Andy Griffithization. An Andy Griffithization, just, cops, you can't have guns no more. Just take the guns out of the hands of the police, And then I'll be more okay with your, you know, nonsense about gun control. With this kind of tyranny, you're going to talk about gun control when this kind of totalitarian tyranny is going on? You can't get more totalitarian tyrannical than one man or woman just executing another man or woman right on the street. That's a lot of power. So just regular police officers are James Bonds. They all have a license to kill, all of them. And it didn't seem like she was afraid. Whoopsie daisy. So, yeah, I wanted the arrest to happen an hour later, but I didn't want him to die. I know she's guilty, and I'm not for sure what happened, but if if I had to do a verdict right now with the information that I know, not guilty. Not guilty. And I'll come up with, coming back with some more, because I got to find out this delta, and I got compare and contrast. I got some more stuff coming up.